What if the morning brain fog and those frustrating tip-of-the-tongue moments aren't actually signs of aging? Stop believing the myth that your memory is just naturally fading away. The truth is, your brain might simply be starving the second you wake up. Most of us reach for toast or sweet coffee, unknowingly shutting down our brain's natural ability to repair itself. Today, I'm revealing 3 simple morning foods that actually rebuild your memory circuits and heal your brain overnight. And make sure you stick around for food number 1. It's a cheap, everyday fruit sitting on your kitchen counter right now that holds the chemical secret to deep, brain-restoring sleep. You don't need expensive pills to get your sharp mind back. You just need the right fuel. Let's dive in. For decades, we have been told a very discouraging story about getting older. We are told that losing our keys, forgetting names of loved ones, and waking up with a heavy, clouded mind are just normal, unavoidable parts of crossing the age of 65. But what if I told you that in many cases, this cognitive decline isn't a life sentence of aging, but rather a severe nutritional deficiency? Think about it for a moment. While you sleep, your brain is working incredibly hard. It is sweeping away cellular toxins, consolidating your precious memories from the day, and repairing damaged neural pathways. But when the sun comes up, that biological repair process doesn't just automatically finish on its own. It requires very specific raw materials to complete the job. If your first meal of the day consists of processed carbohydrates, sugary pastries, or just an empty stomach fueled only by black coffee, you are actively depriving your brain of the exact building blocks it desperately needs to function. I want to share a quick story about a patient of mine named Harold. At 76 years old, Harold was genuinely terrified. He sat in my office and confessed that he was forgetting conversations he had just hours prior. He thought he was losing his mind to irreversible decline. But when we looked closely at his daily habits, we found the real culprit. His brain wasn't dying. It was simply starving for specific nutrients every single morning. Once we introduced targeted, nutrient-dense foods into his breakfast, foods that directly support neurotransmitter production, the heavy brain fog completely lifted. Within weeks, Harold wasn't just remembering things clearly again. He was engaging in life with a mental sharpness and a sense of joy he hadn't felt in a decade. That is the profound power of neuronutrition. It is never too late to give your nervous system exactly what it craves. Now, as always, while these natural foods are incredibly powerful, please remember to consult with your doctor before making major changes to your diet, especially if you are managing underlying health conditions or taking prescription medications. But for the vast majority of us, the path to a sharper, quicker mind doesn't start at the pharmacy. It starts right in your kitchen. Are you ready to discover what these brain-healing foods are? Let's count down, starting with a misunderstood breakfast staple that is actually a superfood for your memory. Let's start our countdown with a food that has been unfairly misunderstood and demonized for decades. Food number 3 is the humble boiled egg. For years, well-meaning doctors and health magazines told us to avoid eggs, especially the yolks, because of cholesterol fears. Many older adults dutifully switched to plain oatmeal or dry toast, thinking they were protecting their hearts. But here's the tragic irony. By cutting out egg yolks, we unknowingly starved our brains of one of the most critical neuronutrients in existence, choline. Choline is a superstar when it comes to brain health. It is a direct precursor to a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. Think of acetylcholine as the primary messenger molecule in your brain responsible for memory encoding, learning, and sharp attention. When your acetylcholine levels drop, your brain's communication network slows down. That is exactly when you start walking into a room and forgetting why you went in there, or struggling to recall the name of a familiar neighbor. This isn't just old age creeping in. This is a mechanical failure due to a lack of raw materials. But there is fantastic news. Just one large egg contains about 147 milligrams of choline, providing nearly 30% of your daily requirement. When you eat 2 boiled eggs in the morning, you are instantly flooding your brain with the exact chemical building blocks it needs to fire up those memory circuits. Studies, including comprehensive longitudinal research tracking older adults over several years, have shown that individuals with higher dietary choline intake show a significantly lower risk of developing cognitive impairment and score much higher on memory recall tests. And it doesn't stop with choline. Boiled eggs are a highly bioavailable source of vitamin B12. As we age, our digestive systems naturally become less efficient at extracting B12 from food. A deficiency in B12 is notoriously linked to brain shrinkage, confusion, and memory loss, symptoms that are frequently and mistakenly brushed off as early dementia. The B12 in eggs helps protect the myelin sheath, the protective insulation around your nerves, ensuring that your brain's electrical signals travel lightning fast. I always recommend enjoying your eggs boiled, either soft or hard-boiled, rather than frying them in inflammatory seed oils or heavy butter. Keep it simple, clean, and highly nutritious. Of course, if you have a history of severe cardiovascular disease or have been specifically advised by your physician to limit dietary cholesterol, please have a quick chat with your doctor to see how boiled eggs can fit safely into your specific health plan. So, eggs provide the structural spark your brain needs first thing in the morning, but a spark needs a steady supply of clean fuel to keep the fire burning brightly all day long without crashing. That brings us to our second morning food. Not only does it provide a perfectly steady stream of brain energy, but it actually contains a hidden fiber that begins preparing your brain for deep, restorative sleep hours before you even go to bed. Do you ever feel a sudden wave of confusion, dizziness, or severe fatigue hitting you around 10:30 or 11 in the morning? You might brush it off as just getting older or assume you simply need a mid-morning nap. But what if that midday crash is actually your brain sounding a desperate alarm that it is running completely out of fuel? This brings us to our number 2 brain healing food, a warm, comforting bowl of oat porridge. There is a profound biological reason why so many ancient cultures started their days with warm, grain-based meals. It wasn't just for comfort, it was a highly effective nutritional strategy. Your brain is a massive energy consumer. Despite making up only about 2% of your body weight, it demands a full 20% of your body's energy supply. Its absolute favorite and primary fuel source is glucose. However, here is the critical catch that most people miss. Your aging brain needs that glucose delivered in a very slow, highly steady, and continuous stream. If you eat a piece of white toast with jam or a bowl of sugary, highly processed cereal, you send a massive spike of glucose into your bloodstream. Your brain gets a temporary, chaotic rush, followed by a devastating crash. That crash is the exact moment the brain fog rolls in, leaving you feeling forgetful, irritable, and exhausted. Oats are the perfect antidote to this energy crash. They are a rich source of complex carbohydrates, which means your digestive system takes its time breaking them down. When you eat a bowl of oats in the morning, you are providing your memory centers with a perfectly regulated, steady trickle of high-quality fuel that lasts for hours. This steady stream prevents the blood sugar roller coaster and keeps your cognitive function sharp and stable well into the afternoon. But the true hidden magic of oats goes far beyond just stable energy. Oats contain a very specific type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Why should you care about beta-glucan? Because chronic, low-grade inflammation is silently destroying the brains of millions of adults over the age of 65. It damages neurons and accelerates memory loss. Beta-glucan has been clinically shown to significantly reduce systemic inflammation throughout the entire body, directly protecting your hippocampus, the actual memory center of your brain. Furthermore, eating this high-quality, soluble fiber in the morning does something truly remarkable for your night. Studies have shown that diets rich in the specific fibers found in oats are directly associated with better overall sleep quality and longer periods of deep sleep. Deep sleep is the critical phase where your brain actively performs its housekeeping duties, clearing out toxic beta-amyloid proteins that are linked to Alzheimer's disease. Oats are also naturally abundant in magnesium, a mineral that hundreds of my senior patients are unknowingly deficient in. Magnesium acts as a natural relaxant for the nervous system, easing stress hormones and preventing those awful nighttime muscle cramps that wake you up. Here is the most important rule, though. You must do this correctly. You have to walk right past those boxes of instant, flavored oatmeal packets at the grocery store. Those are loaded with refined sugars and artificial chemicals that will trigger the exact inflammation we are trying to stop. You need to use real plain rolled oats or steel-cut oats. Cook them simply with water or unsweetened almond milk. If you want flavor, add a generous sprinkle of brain-protecting cinnamon or some ground flaxseed. A simple half cup of dry oats, cooked warm, tells your entire nervous system to stay calm, focused, and steady. But what if we could take that sense of calm and chemically transform it into the ultimate sleep-inducing, memory-saving hormone? That is exactly what our number one food does. It is a simple fruit you probably already have in your kitchen, and eating it at the right time changes everything. We have arrived at our number one brain-healing morning food. It is incredibly cheap, requires absolutely no cooking, and is probably sitting on your kitchen counter right now. But do not let its simplicity fool you. This humble fruit is a chemical powerhouse for your mind. I am talking about the morning banana. Now you might be thinking, I know bananas have potassium, but how on earth does that heal my memory overnight? The secret isn't just the potassium, although that is excellent for regulating your nervous system. The real magic lies deep in your brain's chemical factory, and it all starts with a highly specific amino acid called tryptophan. When you eat a banana in the morning, you are delivering a potent, natural dose of tryptophan straight into your system. Why is this so crucial for seniors? Because your body uses tryptophan to manufacture serotonin. Serotonin is your brain's primary mood-stabilizing neurotransmitter. It keeps you feeling grounded, emotionally balanced, and sharply focused throughout the day. When older adults complain about sudden irritability, unexplained mood dips, or that frustrating, heavy brain fog, they are often simply suffering from a severe drop in serotonin. It is not an inevitable, tragic part of getting older. It is just a lack of the right raw materials. But here is the most fascinating part of this biological chain reaction. When the sun goes down, your brain takes that exact same daytime serotonin and converts it directly into melatonin, the master hormone that dictates your sleep-wake cycle. Melatonin is the key that unlocks deep, restorative sleep. It is during this crucial deep sleep phase that your brain activates its glymphatic system, literally washing away the metabolic waste and toxic proteins that are directly linked to memory loss and cognitive decline. So by eating a banana at 8 to 9 a.m., you are actually programming your brain to sleep deeper and heal better at 10 p.m. It is a beautiful, perfectly timed, natural rhythm. I saw this transformation firsthand with a lovely patient named Ellen. At 71, Ellen was exhausted. She told me, I sleep for 7 or 8 hours, but I wake up feeling like my brain never actually rested. My mind just feels heavy. She was relying on over-the-counter sleep aids that only left her groggy and more confused the next day. I asked her to stop the artificial pills and simply eat one medium banana within 2 hours of waking up. 2 weeks later, she came back with a bright smile and said, I don't just sleep deeper now. I actually feel awake when I open my eyes. That is the power of giving your body the exact tools it has been begging for. To get the maximum benefit, timing and ripeness matter. You want to eat it in the morning to start that serotonin to melatonin clock, and always choose a banana that is yellow with small brown spots. These spots indicate that the starches have broken down into easily digestible nutrients, and the brain-protecting antioxidant levels are at their absolute peak. Just be sure to pair it with a healthy protein or fat, like your boiled egg from our number 3 spot, or a spoonful of almond butter, to slow down the absorption and keep your blood sugar perfectly stable. Now that you know the 3 most powerful morning foods for your brain, how do you actually put them together without getting overwhelmed? Let's break down a simple fail-proof plan that you can start tomorrow morning. Now that you understand the incredible chemical power behind these 3 simple foods, you might be wondering how to incorporate them into your life without feeling overwhelmed. You do not need to eat all 3 every single morning. In fact, your brain thrives on natural rhythm and variety. To make this as easy as possible, I recommend what I call the 1-1 plan. It is incredibly simple. You just rotate these foods throughout your week to create a consistent brain-healing rhythm. For example, on Monday, you might start your day with 2 boiled eggs to flood your nervous system with that crucial choline. On Tuesday, you switch to a comforting bowl of warm oat porridge to reduce internal inflammation and stabilize your glucose energy. On Wednesday, you grab a perfectly ripe banana paired with a spoonful of almond butter to trigger that beautiful serotonin to melatonin pathway. Then you simply repeat the cycle. This ensures your brain gets a full spectrum of raw materials without you ever getting bored of your breakfast plate. Healing your brain, clearing out that stubborn cognitive fog, and restoring your memory is a journey. It does not happen by accident, and it is certainly not a lost cause just because you are getting older. It happens quietly, cell by cell, night after night, as long as you provide the right structural fuel when the sun comes up. However, before you rush to your kitchen, I must emphasize something very important. While neuronutrition is profoundly powerful, it is not a substitute for professional medical care. We all have unique biological needs and medical histories. If you are currently managing diabetes, please monitor how your body and blood sugar specifically respond to complex carbohydrates like oats and natural sugars in bananas. If you have a history of severe cardiovascular issues or have been warned about high cholesterol, please have an open, honest conversation with your doctor or cardiologist before making daily eggs a staple of your routine. Always listen to your body and treat your doctor as a vital partner in your health journey. You truly have the power to change the trajectory of your cognitive health, and you don't need a medicine cabinet full of expensive supplements to do it. It all starts with the choices you make tomorrow morning. If you've made it to the end of this video, I want to sincerely thank you. It means so much to me, and more importantly, it means you are taking proactive, loving steps to protect your mind, your memories, and your future. Remember, waking up with a heavy, foggy mind or struggling to remember a familiar name is not just an unavoidable part of getting older. Often it is simply your beautiful brain asking for the right nutrients to repair itself. By incorporating these 3 simple foods, the choline-rich boiled eggs, the steady and calming energy of warm oat porridge, and the deep sleep-promoting morning banana, you are sending a powerful daily signal to your nervous system that it is safe, supported, and ready to heal. As always, I want to remind you to please consult with your healthcare provider or doctor before making any major dietary changes, especially if you are managing chronic conditions like diabetes or heart disease. Your doctor is your best partner in this health journey, and these natural foods are meant to work alongside their professional guidance, not replace it. If you found this video helpful or learned something new today, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with a friend or loved one who might benefit from this gentle approach to brain health. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Here at Senior Health Compass, we are building a wonderful, supportive community of people dedicated to aging with clarity, strength, and joy. Leave a comment below. Let me know which of these 3 foods you are going to add to your breakfast tomorrow. Your brain is always listening, so let's give it something wonderful to wake up to. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.